I see James is sitting there smoking fat stogie.
I love that that came across as soon as we started recording. Good evening, my fellow Americans, and welcome to tonight's all hands session for the month of May. So, can everyone see my screen for starters?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes.
Already in a great start. So, the first thing I had to do, I simply could not help myself. I just had to do that. So, today is May 10th. If you're not losing track, I am. So, we got to remind ourselves. But as most of you know, the intent for tonight's session is to condense our traditional lineup of slides to just a few main items. And then that way we can all shift over into the TRLC specific brief for those that are going to be attending this year, the showdown at the Hoedown. And what I mean by that is Estes Park, Colorado. So if you don't mind, we'll just go ahead and look over the agenda, which is a lot more consolidated. So we've got some functional updates, a staffing update, and then some good old classic recognition. First things first, I'm going to kick it over to the planning team. And tonight, I believe that is our man, Ken Lemansky.
Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that. Okay, South Branch, we've been busy. Temps were near normal and precipitation was below average. So we are preparing for hurricane season starting June 1st. ISRs that were created in the last month was 3. Recon plans approved as 1. Warnos approved as 3. Advon plans approved as 1. Op orders approved as 3. We had 21 MPT meetings. The 2022, the hurricane names are Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Daniel, Earl, and I'll let you guys read the rest of those. Points of contact for the planning team for South Branch is Brittany Olson and Sherry Porterfield. And I'm going to kick it back to Brittany. Sorry.
No worries. Thanks so much, Ken. Really appreciate it. For a second, I thought that said Hermione, and I got kind of excited, but looks like it's just old Herman back in his ways. So we'll forgive him this time around. Hopefully we don't get that far down the alphabet, but we shall see. All right. Next functional update for the night is going to be field readiness, and that will be briefed by Ariel.
Hey guys, good evening. First, big shout out to some new team members, Daniel, Molly, Sharon and William. Welcome aboard. What are we up to? We continue to identify and develop field leaders, looking for MPT and Recon Advon and Command and General Staff. Training wise, there are some dates open there. IS 242, effective communications, that's continuing the advanced planning skills on the 18th of May, 25th of May, field services for field leaders. That's going into the site survey. And then as you can see, 244B, developing and managing volunteers. That again is a continuation. Next field readiness call is on the 1st of June. If you're not part of field readiness and you want to listen to what we do, ask for an invite. We do record all the training and the calls and they're available on stream. Other than that, Metro, points of contact, Metro admins or ops associates for your relevant areas. Other than that, Oscar or Tracy are your POCs. And I'll hand it back to you, Britt.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ariel. All right, folks. Next is going to be logistics, and that's our guy, Anthony Lawson.
Good evening, everyone. So our line of efforts are we are still continuing the completion of the trailer reset kits, making sure they're all up to the 2021 standards. That should be done here in the next week or two. We're working on building out the new austere recon kits, and as you can see, the different locations. That's a tentative plan of where we are thinking about putting them. And the Atlanta route clearance vehicle should be prepped and ready to go by June 15th. And for our leader updates, as always, we're always in need of logs leads for Florida. So if you know anyone that wants to be a logs leader, reach out to your operational associates and we're at that area, and we'll go from there. Back to you, Britt.
Maybe Jada too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony. Really appreciate it. Before I move on, if someone could just mute themselves, that would be awesome. Next, training. I don't know if you all know this or not, okay? There's a lot of J names in the South Branch and just in the organization. We've got a Jeff Branham. We've got a Jeff Byard. Same first initial, same last name initial. So we asked who's shorter between the two of you. Turns out it's our Jeff in the South Branch. So his name is now Shawty B. So with that being said, Shawty B is going to go ahead and run us through the training side of the house tonight. So over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Hey, so just a quick wrap up. So far this year, we have had 3 DTCs. They have been fantastic successes. I'm not going to run through all the numbers with you. They're right there on the slide. But just a quick highlight of it, we have gotten 9 brand new Sawtooths so far this year. That is huge. Coming up in the near future, we've got 5 Rascos. For those of you who don't know what a Rasco is, I'm assuming you've been under a rock. It's the new fantastic, wonderful thing we have going. It is a weekend of Recon Advon, Site Survey, and Core Ops. It is a fantastic opportunity to get out and engage with your local gray shirts and just enjoy being with each other and get some fantastic training. Route clearance AMA is coming up. We're looking at the second week of June. So while you're out at TRLC, swing by the South Branch booth. There will be links to sign up there. There will be links coming out in roll call and in the newsletter. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll do what I can to answer those. Huge news, leader update. We are now welcoming Kathleen Castile as the Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi training lead. So if y'all could give her a round of applause, we are so happy to have her on board. And with that, Brittany, I'm turning it back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. And I must say that I am a huge Kathleen Castile fan. Got to add that in there. She's awesome. So definitely reach out to her if you need anything. All right. I'm trying to go to the next slide. There we go. Okay, just kidding. Next, we're going to move into a staffing update. And for starters, I'm going to kick it over to you, Drew.
Thank you, ma'am. So first, just overall branch staffing. I think everybody's tracking. We have 3 vacant positions right now. Our field leader, our planning role, and our branch director. The field leader role is still in the hiring pipeline, has not posted yet. We'll update everyone when that does. Planning is still making its way through the rounds. We hope to have a formal update for the team there. But we are excited to announce we do have a brand new South Branch director. His name is Son Walker. He's coming to us from Home Depot Foundation. He's been with Mission Continues. He has been with the Marine Corps Foundation, and he is coming to us to lead the branch in Atlanta. That's his photo right there. His start date is May 23rd. So 2 short weeks. He will not, unfortunately, be with us in beautiful Estes Park this week, but he will be making the rounds of the volunteers once he gets on board. So expect to see and hear much more from him in the near future. Very exciting news on that front. But we also, unfortunately, have some sad news. You guys all know him as a very loud, very opinionated Master Chief. He occasionally has worked hard for TR, but has decided that what he wants to do is spend a lot of time on the beach. Britt, if you could go to the next slide, please. Yes, unfortunately, our beloved pirate Steve has been called back to the bosom of Mother Navy. And so we'll be spending the next year, I think, in Tampa, Florida, in a condo I'm not sure if there's actually any work involved. Steve, did you want to talk to the kind people about your new life?
I have as a master chief, I have people for work. I support their needs. No, I'll be gone for a year, May to May. Yep. So I'll come back sometime next summer. I get to miss out on hurricane season for my first time since joining TR. I do intend to come back and join the team again, of course, but I'll be off of my email and off of Teams. I still have my cell phone and stuff, and I'll look forward to being back and seeing you guys again. I'm also a disaster magnet. Full disclosure for anyone that lives in Florida. That's my bad.
Can we just give a shout out?
Don't you
to
bring
the
that
baby
stuff
Drew?
on us.
Can we just look at the baby Drew right here with the cowboy hat on though? Like, that is epic. That should be the TR tattoos. If anyone gets that, Drew will pay for it personally. Actually, that's official.
I would get that, but only if it's at least 6 inches stem to tail. So got to go full 6 inches to get me to cover that ink. And in color,
Yeah.
not black and white shit.
I dig it.
Hey,
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
The next one, yeah. So we will have a coverage plan in place for Steve that we'll be pushing out. And I mean, seriously, obviously, we wish Steve nothing but the best as he moves to help the Navy active for a year. You guys went through this with Britt when she went and deployed in times past. So we will miss him for a year, but we look forward to welcoming him back to the fold next year. And in the meantime, Steve, just huge thanks for all the work that you've done. I know I speak for everyone on this call when I say that, you know, we're going to miss you a ton. And obviously, we're going to really hope that you do not absorb all of the hurricanes in Florida, but instead just push them further south, perhaps into Cuba, because they remain a bunch of communists.
I haven't paid $20 to bring them to Florida, so just remember that.
All right, back to you, Greg.
Thank you, Steve. You're my boy, Blue. You'll be missed. With that, I wanted to move into the recognition piece of tonight's brief. So the gray shirt of the hour, if you will. This gray shirt is a former engineer for the defense industry that joined Team Rubicon in 2018 after seeing people in Houston trying to cope with the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey on the news. So that bias for action is what led him to continue his training efforts to eventually pursue his passion as a CI. The fact of the matter is, he's been everywhere, man. From clearing trees felled by a fierce storm in Wisconsin, to tearing down homes destroyed by Hurricane Michael in Panama City, Florida, to cleaning up after the Mississippi River flooded in Vicksburg, Tennessee, working on projects at the NOC, you name it, he's pretty much been there and done that on ops, both large and small. This gray shirt is a person that always has such a calming presence, always remains humble and respectful, and is constantly willing to lend a helping hand to get the mission accomplished. When I envision the ideal gray shirt that embodies our cultural values, I see none other than the one on this next slide. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Keith Elwell. Thank you so much for everything that you do. It is not lost on us. And to Steve's point about being a disaster magnet, my hope is that we can turn the tide once Steve and his bad luck finally departs so that you can teach some damn SAW classes. Hats off to you, brother. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. So if everyone could just give him one. Thank you. So as we promised, tonight was going to be kind of a condensed version, and we made really good time. Maybe that's because John Datoma didn't brief tonight. I don't know. We can hedge our bets on that. Overs and unders, I'm willing to take some in. But for those of you that are attending TRLC, we have a really important update that's coming up within the next couple minutes. And so what we can do is we can socialize that link in the chat and then drop it in the general chat as well. If you're not attending and you still want to tune in, you're more than welcome to do so. I'll hang out for a couple more minutes. I just wanted to see if anyone had any questions, comments, or concerns. And if not, we can stop recording.
I have a question.